Here we are. Ride out with the boys. That was a close one. Pulling out of a blind corner like that. In front of me we have Roger. Roger the Dodger, ex-policeman. And his Triumph Speed Triple. First of all, we had some good biking trips together. In Scotland and Wales, and yeah, it's good. We'll get on really well. Let's go beyond motorcycling. You know, that's the thing that brings you together. But as I was saying earlier, that you go beyond that common interest, and you start to unfold the details of your lives to each other, and you become friends. You know, it's a precious thing. It's a precious thing. And even people that you don't necessarily get on with, you know, that you find quite challenging, you know, eventually you can see behind their shortcomings, and you sort of see in a way that they've become, you know, that their lifestyle is obviously shaped them. The things that happen to them have shaped them, and they become a product of that. You know, as we all are. Our environment, our upbringing, our history, it all makes us what we are. And a lot of people struggle in trying to undo the programming. But you know, you can see behind that, you can see behind it, and you can see the human being and the suffering actually behind that. It's quite and once you can do that, you can love them. Anyway, so there we have a little bit of philosophy for the day. That's Roger O'Brien in front, and in front of him is Jess Roberts, Dr. Roberts, who's an actual doctor, a psychiatrist and a medical doctor at one point, retired. Good laugh he is. And at the front, leading the pack, is Malcolm. Yeah, he usually organises the trips and does the routes, and yeah, all round nice guy. So at the moment we're in Dorset, and we've come here to Malcolm's got his bike in for a service, so we've all come down to Dorset and have a little ride out, and then we'll go back in later on in the afternoon, pick the bike up and head back. So seems to be our annual pilgrimage this time of year. Nice to be out on the bike. It's been a wet few days, and there was a storm that blew over last night, and it was a bit iffy whether this is going to happen today. But luckily there's a break in the weather, and the sun is shining, the wind has dropped off a bit, the roads are dry. What about with these boys? It does make me slow down a lot more than I'd normally would be going, which is probably not a bad thing actually. I get amazed fuel economy when I come out of these famous three. Yeah, so far with this bike I've had no real problems to speak of. I really like it. Let's go through some pluses and minuses. So, pluses, there's just so many. Versatility, sportiness, suspension, the electronics package is amazing. ABS, traction control, cornering stability control, wheelie control. It does need it because it is frisky. The torque is immense. You don't need to really work the gearbox. It's smooth, it is comfortable, you can bang luggage on it. You can take luggage off and just ride it minimalistic, very light. The computer, the display, the dash is just really, really visible, really, really clear. It changes to dark in dark background white lettering when you go through darkened areas. Same for the lights. The lights are sort of automatic as well. It's got self-cancelling indicators. It's got a little, I don't know if you can see it, just down here. There's a little box to put your mobile phone in. It's got a USB charge port in there. It's got an adjustable screen. The knobs are a little bit too round. With gloves on it's a struggle to wind it up and down. It's just got so much. The only thing that I could say, there's a few little niggles I suppose. It doesn't go neutral very well. That's one. One time when I went to start up, it switched on, but the dash didn't light up. I tried it a couple of times, it wouldn't work, and I thought, well, I'm not going to be going out for a ride then. And went back in. A few minutes, came back out, switched it on, and it's all fine. Pucker, no problem. One other tiny little gripe is when you fill up with fuel, it doesn't always register a full tank straight away. It takes a few minutes. The tyres that came with the bike, Pirelli Scorpion Trails, they're good when they were new, but within 1,000 miles the rear had started to square off. The front, where the dual compound tyre is hard in the middle and they're soft on the shoulders wore away really quickly and left a really proud central ridge. I didn't like that. But being a light bike, it didn't really interfere with the handling too much. Heavier bikes seem to suffer more with tyre misshaping than lighter ones. Anyway, so I've just got a shot of those, and now I have the new Pilot Road 5s. I'm really impressed with these. I've only just scrubbed them in, so I can't really be too specific about the performance, but the bike feels so much more nimble and agile. Tips in a lot easier than the Scorpion Trails, but they're a very good wet weather tyre, but also they have a wide slick edge, which is great if you're into high speed lean angles on the tyre. That's what you want, is as much rubber in contact with the tarmac as possible on a lean. And also the contact patch on the lean is big. It's quite a big flat area, so you get a massive contact patch on the lean, which is also what you want. So far I'm very impressed. What else? I like some of the little touches, like it's got tyre pressure sensor monitors inside the wheel, so it constantly tells you what pressures you have, and if there's a sudden deflation it will come up in red and warn you. Fuel economy, I'm getting about on average 52 to the gallon, and I do ride fairly hard. I was on the motorway the other day and I was getting motorway fuel economy of 62 to 65 to the gallon, which is very good. The fuel tank could be bigger. It looks big, but a lot of it is airbox and stuff under there, and the fuel tanks come down the side, which also is quite good for keeping a low centre of gravity. and adding to the handling and the agility. But I'm getting roughly about 200 to 220 miles to the tank. It's a 23 litre tank. I suppose it's alright, but I've been a bit spoilt. Some of the other bikes I've had, well, especially the last one, I had a Honda Pan-European, and that had a big tank, 30 litre tank, and I was getting 300 miles range, which is phenomenal. But the thing is, with motorcycles, you can't have a bike that is good at everything, you know. Depends what you want. But, this is a lot of fun, this motorcycle. It definitely puts a big smile on my face. First new bike I've ever owned. Good. You've got peace of mind of the 3-year warranty, which is cool. No, 2-year. I can't fault it, you know, for so much power. 160 brake horsepower. It's got as much torque as a Hayabusa. Phenomenal. What a bike. KTM done so well with this. Yeah, best bike I've ever had, for sure. Also, the ride modes are very good. It's at the moment I've got the suspension set up for me and luggage. You can set it up for obviously rider only, rider luggage, rider pillion, rider pillion luggage configurations, which firms up the rear. And also you can choose between the softness of the settings. You know, at the moment I think I'm on street, but it can firm up more if you put it in sport. And also comfort mode is very plush. And there's an off-road setting as well. There's so much I could tell you about it, but it just takes so long. There's something like 62,000 calculations a second with the computer and what the bike's doing, so it's constantly setting the suspension as well, depending on what type of road surface you're on, constantly working out what grip you have through the ABS, and which works more sensitively on the lean angle, so it also works at the lean angle and what the ABS is doing, and also in the same way the traction control. So when the bike's upright, it allows more wheel slip, and as you lean over it allows less and cuts the power accordingly. It's just that's so sophisticated. You could be a crap rider and still ride this bike quite well. That's how technology's going at the moment, isn't it? You know, before long we'd be able to take your hands off the handlebars and the bike will do everything for you. Another thing that reminds me, it's got cruise control. Fantastic. You're in 50 limit on a motorway, you just click one press down on this little button here and you're at 50 miles an hour, you know, and you can click up in increments of 1 mile an hour to go up, down to go down. That is quite a valuable tool. Wind protection, it's okay. The Pan was amazing for that, so I've been spoilt in as much as that, but still it's okay for an adventure bike. You can't have it all, like I said earlier. It's not bad. It's got quite a wide front to the fairing here, which protects your legs reasonably well. The screen's alright. I don't mind the screen down. I don't mind a bit of wind blasting. I'd rather have clean air than dirty air when the screen's up. It makes more turbulence. It was the same on the Pan-European actually. Yeah, when the screen was up, the air came over the top of your head, but then created like some sort of vortex behind you, which actually pushed you forward, which was uncomfortable. Yeah, good bike. Bloody beautiful, isn't it, Rog? Beautiful day. Whew. Yeah, that's right. Life is good.
Not a few of the bikes over there.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been very fortunate. We've been very fortunate. We've been very lucky. Yeah.